first one we're going to go with is Deadpool. Happy 10th anniversary, Deadpool. I can't believe it's 10 years since the original first movie in the Deadpool series, the 2016 film, directed by Tim Miller, starring Ryan Reynolds himself. So, yeah, one of the greatest anti-hero, the Merc with the Mouth, Wade Wilson, was once a special forces operative, but turned mercenary after being subjected to a rogue experiment. He finds himself with an accelerated healing and transformed himself into Deadpool. Armed with weapons and a wicked sense of humor, of course, he will stop on nothing to track down the man responsible of his condition. Never have seen my friends or many friends, I say, I've never seen many of my friends or fans of comic book / moviegoers dying to see a character like Deadpool on the big screen. I mean, he was a relatively unknown character. I mean, it was a bit like how everyone wanted to see the Avengers on the big screen back in late 2011, or 2012, I'd say, early 2012. But it was bad enough the studios can't seem to get the character right with the disaster that was X-Men Origins Wolverine. Dear Lord, I can't believe I saw that movie in 2009. Jesus Christ. Anyway, but the respect and love that the fans have for this character is stay strong. The last 10 years, I mean, look at Deadpool Wolverine, the biggest rated R film of comic book, which is crazy. To everyone, praise was finally answered by this film. It did not disappoint, because Deadpool lives up to the hype by being an entertaining and hilarious superhero film. While I don't think it's a masterpiece as some of the other comic book movies, but I have enjoyed watching the first film. I think it's definitely the best in the X-Men Fox universe, and it's a film that fans wanted and they got, which is great. Deadpool is a hilarious superhero film. The story isn't groundbreaking, but it does trick, and same goes for the action, which isn't bad either. The greatness of this film lies in this humor and its uniqueness of character development, which is great, which is something like none other superhero film does before. Whether you talk about the constant breaking fourth role, the very art of it, and the very different characteristic of this film that differ from other superhero films, to be frank, it arguably doesn't even justify the superhero stamp. It's something different, which is true. It's a rom-com disguised as a superhero film, I have to say. The writing in this film was surprisingly good, which I did expect for the film when I got to this point. With this character, of course, there are Easter eggs, references not to the comics and Marvel movies, but in this movie, it is done in such a way that feels kind of refreshing, which is cool. I know for the fact that I missed a lot of the jokes and references due to the amount of laughter that I had watching this film so many times. I can say with a brave phrase that the writing is the biggest strength because of its self-awareness and the long time writing of this film in the development hell, which is crazy. It itself was all top-notch at the end. The action in itself is a beautifully designed and playfully visuals and using pretty much every camera technique available. It never feels repetitive, and the pacing is close to perfection. But that's probably the key to me liking the film so much, is there's a beating heart underneath all the action and carnage that has a lot to do with how brilliant Ryan Reynolds portrayed the character and the great chemistry he has with his co-star, Brianna Baccarin. What came as a complete surprise to me how unabashedly romantic Deadpool is. The love story in this film is probably the most sincere I ever seen in a superhero movie ever, because sometimes these love stories are not always great. There's a few exceptions, I have to say, like the Gwen and Pierce relationship, or the Pepper and Tony. This is definitely a top tier couple relationship and love story in general. It gives the film the strong emotional core which so many of these movies lack, and something I have to say that the later Deadpool sequels lack too, because don't like what they do with the couple in the sequel. But anyway, then you got the humor, which I initially feared this could be a non-stop juvenile wisecracks to become distracting. Also works surprisingly well. None of that's in there. It's very well integrated jokes. Not every line or every joke lands for me per se, but the beauty of this character is that they don't really need to. Deadpool can help himself as long as he's able to breathe and he can crack wise and make fun of himself, those around him. It's a well-oiled machine of comedy here. He's not a stand-up comedy whose jokes need to land. He's a man-man. Relatively a very entertaining one, and then the comedy in the case is born of tragedy. Now, uh, despite all the praise I give this film, I have to say, let me get into some of the nitpicks or the complaints I would have to give this film. It's not a perfect film. Yeah, the film in this revenge tale could be more memorable, I'd say, and the story itself is a bit too derivative to really do its how you say, unconventional protagonist. He says that he's not a hero, justice. But it's a damn good first entry in the franchise that will hopefully explore the character in this world much larger extent in the sequels, which they do, but not the way I kind of hope they, not the way I was imagining, but hey, you know, what else are you gonna do? And it's a very fun movie for another reason. I mean, Deadpool's financial success was really important because it points out really clear it'll be it could play has a play a virtual role across studios has a henceforth review the financial process of rare arts films. That is true, and we'll hopefully see more of that in the future, which we did. It needs to be said that the film not be ever it's not for everyone. It's a cruel and it's filled with violence and sex. The humor won't appeal to anyone either. It's quite dark sometimes and very satirical. Sure, Deadpool isn't for anyone, but the right audience is a masterpiece or a comedy masterpiece. The humor is great, and there are constantly jokes around that make you laugh. Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool. I mean, he does so well with the role. It's truly great that he's still continuing playing this character. Hopefully, we see him again in Secret Wars, and hearing that he's doing a fourth one. So, just running down some key things that Deadpool did, because it was a cultural phenomenon. So, first up, Deadpool changed the game. Very years of refills, it could be financially successful. True. Comic accurate animation didn't need to be standardized. Very true. Studios could trust niche characters if it's executed with confidence. It says paved the way for central entries like Logan, Joker, Deadpool, Wolverine, the Penguin. Like, if we didn't have Deadpool, we couldn't get all those radar or mature storylines that we got recently. So I will give kudos to Deadpool for that. So Deadpool isn't just a great superhero film, is a course correction for the genre. It thrives of its has a relevance and an identity. Ryan Reynolds' totally ownership of the role is perfect. The rating for I would give this film is an 8.5 out of 10. Highly recommend everyone to see this film. So happy 10th anniversary, Deadpool. You're a great, solid origin superhero film. All right, thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that the Deadpool 10th anniversary review.